Everyone talks about becoming rich with XRP, but no one talks about what comes after. What happens when the numbers on your screen suddenly change your life? What happens when the dream that once felt so far away becomes your new reality? Will it truly make you happy, or will it show you something deeper about wealth and purpose? Welcome back to Crypto Equation, where we reveal the truths behind XRP, Ripple, and the financial revolution that is reshaping everything we know. Today we are diving into one question that very few investors ever ask until it is too late. XRP makes you rich, and then what? Because wealth is not the end of the story. It is only the beginning of a much bigger one. The story of what kind of person you become once the struggle ends. The journey of XRP has always been about conviction. Those who held through years of doubt, through the lawsuits, the media attacks, and endless predictions, have built more than portfolios. They have built patience. And that patience is what creates real wealth. But when the price finally surges and the revaluation arrives, when your wallet balance multiplies overnight, what then? That is the moment that defines everything. You see, money does not change you, it reveals you. The habits, fears, and beliefs that shaped your journey to wealth will follow you into prosperity. If you were disciplined before, success will expand that discipline. If you were careless before, wealth will amplify that carelessness. So the real preparation for the coming XRP explosion is not only financial, it is mental and emotional. Because this moment we are waiting for will test your maturity as much as your conviction. XRP's potential is no longer a fantasy. The partnerships, the regulatory clarity, the steady adoption all point to a future where XRP stands at the core of the global liquidity network. Banks, governments, and institutions are integrating it quietly, preparing for a financial system that will run on blockchain rails. You are holding the bridge asset of the digital age. But holding it and handling what comes next are two very different things. Imagine you wake up one day and your XRP portfolio is worth a fortune. The stress of surviving the bear markets is gone. The financial pressure is gone. But now the question becomes, what do you do with this freedom? Do you let comfort turn into complacency, or do you use it as the foundation for something greater? The truth is, most people are not ready for wealth. They dream of it, but never plan for it. That is why so many who win the lottery lose everything within years. They had money but not mindset, and mindset is what keeps wealth alive. So as an XRP investor, your real task is to prepare not just for the gains, but for the responsibility that comes with them. Because when XRP finally revalues, the new challenge begins. The challenge of turning temporary fortune into generational stability. Think about the moment you first bought XRP. Maybe it was curiosity, maybe it was belief, maybe it was hope. Over time, that small decision became a defining one. It connected you to a global movement, a vision of a future where value moves as freely as information. Now that same belief will be tested in a new way. Can you remain grounded when the numbers rise? Can you keep your perspective when others lose theirs? The next financial era will create a new class of digital millionaires, and most will not be ready. They will sell too soon, buy too late, and waste what they waited years to earn. Because without understanding, wealth becomes noise. But those who see beyond price, those who view XRP not just as a profit, but as a bridge to a new reality, will move differently. They will use their success strategically. They will build, they will reinvest, they will create. They will understand that XRP's real gift is not just the financial gain, it is the opportunity to participate in the transformation of money itself. The world is about to experience the greatest shift in financial power in modern history. Central banks are launching digital currencies, payment systems are merging across borders, liquidity is becoming programmable. XRP sits right in the middle of that evolution, and those who understood it early will be rewarded. But the question that will soon matter most is, what will you do with that reward? Will you let it fade, or will you let it flow into purpose? Because the truth is, money without meaning always disappears. The financial reset we are living through is not just a technological change, it is a psychological one. It forces us to confront what we value most. When everything becomes digital, the only real scarcity left is purpose. And that is where your journey as an investor transforms into something greater. You have already proven belief. You stayed when others walked away. You understood the vision when the market mocked it. Now you must prove wisdom, because wealth can either buy distractions or fund dreams. The choice is yours. Think about the people who invested in Amazon, Apple, or Bitcoin early. Some cashed out and vanished into luxury. Others used their profits to build empires that reshaped industries. The difference was not the amount they made, it was the clarity they had. They saw wealth as a tool, not an escape. You have the same choice ahead of you. When XRP becomes the global liquidity standard, when institutions fully adopt Ripple's technology, when banks use it for settlement at scale, the value of your holdings could change your life. But will you let it? Because the biggest mistake new millionaires make is assuming the number itself equals freedom. It does not. Freedom only comes when you learn to control time. Money gives you options, but discipline gives you peace. XRP can unlock both if you use it wisely. You can build businesses, acquire assets, create passive income streams, or invest in innovation. You can secure your family's future and help others do the same. That is the real revolution. Financial empowerment that multiplies. Ripple's mission has always been about inclusion, efficiency, and accessibility. By owning XRP, you are part of that mission. You are part of the generation proving that wealth does not have to come from Wall Street. It can come from knowledge, timing, and conviction. But with that comes accountability. The way early XRP holders behave after the revaluation will define how history remembers this movement. Will we be remembered as visionaries or speculators, builders or hoarders? The answer will depend on how we act once the goal is reached. Because after the charts explode, after the disbelief fades, what will remain is the community's impact. The smartest investors will use their gains to expand the ecosystem. They will support innovation around the XRP ledger, fund real-world projects, and strengthen decentralized finance built on utility, not hype. That is how you turn success into significance. But it starts now, before the profits arrive. Prepare your strategy. Educate yourself about taxes, regulations, and risk management. Understand how to protect and grow your wealth in a compliant way. Because once the market shifts from speculation to adoption, speed will matter. The people who prepared will move seamlessly while others struggle to adapt. And let's be real, the emotional test of sudden wealth is enormous. You will see volatility like never before. The same energy that takes XRP to new heights will also create chaos. Only those who stay grounded will thrive. So build your mindset as you build your portfolio. Stay patient, stay humble. Remember why you started. Remember that wealth is a journey, not a finish line. You are building something far greater than a balance sheet. You are building freedom. Imagine waking up in a world where XRP has fulfilled its mission. The banking systems use it daily. Cross-border payments are instant. Financial access is global. And you were part of the generation that made it possible. That feeling is worth more than any chart. That is legacy. The future will come faster than people expect. Every day new corridors open, new institutions join, new regulations clear the path. The groundwork is almost complete. The reset is already underway. And in that reset lies the opportunity of a lifetime. You are not late. You are early in the era that will redefine money. So when XRP makes you rich, remember what it really gave you. A chance to live with freedom, to think independently, to make choices without fear. That is the true reward. But that freedom requires responsibility, because when the world sees your success, they will ask for guidance. They will want to know what you saw that they didn't. And your answer will inspire them to look deeper. That is how movements grow. That is how revolutions sustain. It starts with awareness and expands through purpose. So as you prepare for the inevitable revaluation, don't just think about the price. Think about the plan. What will you do when the system resets? Who will you become once you no longer have to chase? Because that is the ultimate test. Not whether XRP reaches $10, $100, or even $1,000, but whether it transforms you into someone capable of handling that reality. The market rewards those who learn. Every cycle eliminates the impatient and elevates the prepared. You already proved patience by holding through uncertainty. Now prove preparation by planning for prosperity. Set goals beyond wealth. Build systems that protect and grow what you earn. Invest in knowledge, health, and community. The digital age is not just about tokens. It is about transformation. Ripple and XRP are simply the tools. The real reset begins within. You will look back one day and realize the richest thing XRP gave you wasn't money. It was awareness. Awareness of timing, of resilience, of possibility. It taught you how to see before others believe. That awareness is something no market crash can take away. It is permanent wealth. The financial world is being rewritten, and you are part of the story. You are living through a moment that generations will study. The bridge between two systems, the fall of the old and the rise of the new. And in that bridge lies your freedom. XRP is the symbol of that transition. It represents efficiency, connection, and trust. The same values that will guide you long after the revaluation. Because in the end, wealth is not about escape, it is about creation. You are not running away from the old world, you are building the new one. You are the early architect of a financial system that will operate faster, cheaper, and fairer than anything before it. And when that system is complete, your role in it will define your legacy. So yes, XRP can make you rich, but the better question is, what will you do with the richness it brings? Will you repeat the mistakes of the past or set a new standard for intelligent prosperity? The answer is in your preparation, your mindset, and your vision. The future belongs to those who are ready to handle it. This is Crypto Equation reminding you that the true measure of wealth is not how much you make, but how much you keep, grow, and use to make a difference. XRP is not just another investment, it is the gateway to a new world. When it finally makes you rich, remember to stay grounded, stay wise, and stay grateful. Because the greatest fortune you will ever receive is the awareness that you saw it coming and you were brave enough to believe.